Let me go to the video first. Here it is.
Illegals living here? Get out. You're a bunch of illegals. You don't belong on American property. Get out. You're not American. Get off of my property. You're not American. Get off my property. Did you have something to do with 9/11, Jackoff? Can you get out? You're not American. Get off my property. If you can get away with it, because I'm American, it's my property.
Okay, then give me your full name.
Go for it, bitch. Show me some illegal paperwork, because I know you didn't buy this house. You don't have enough money. Get off my property. Is Mike and Leslie your real estate agent? American citizen angry at you?
Put up the picture full mass. Who are you looking at? Well, she's 54 years of age, lives in St. Louis. Her name is Judy Klein. Judy Klein, according to the family, terrorized the Serres family for more than a year, claiming their house was hers. Property records show the home was owned by apparent relatives of hers until about 30 years ago, okay? Finally, a warrant has been issued for her arrest on charges of first-degree burglary, first-degree property damage, and unlawful use of a weapon, which are all felony charges. When she is arrested, she will not be eligible for bond. Let's go to one of the victims. 22-year-old Fatima said Klein initially broke into her parents' home with a hammer on January 5th, 2022, and thereafter harassed them at their Princeton Heights home at least 6 different occasions. All right? So the parents and 5-year-old sister live at the house on Lisette Avenue. Said Tuesday she was frustrated that even after 3 prior arrests, it took a viral video to get authorities' attention. And an admission from the St. Louis Circuit Attorney's Office that a warrant for the woman's arrest had sat unresolved for more than a year in a drop-off box containing warrants for nonviolent crimes. Circuit Attorney, let's put her up, Kim Gardner. Kim Gardner's office said Tuesday they elevated the application for an immediate review. Police applied for warrants in January 2022 after the break-in, but put the application in what's called a drop-off box for nonviolent crimes. Spokeswoman Elisa Hawk said, police have discretion to flag warrants in nonviolent crimes so they can be reviewed within 24 hours, but did not do so, she said. Asked why it took more than a year to review the case, Hawk said the office prioritizes violent crimes and reviews other cases on a rolling basis. So someone who either A, breaks into your home, attempts to break into your home, threatens to do things to you at your home, all of a sudden those things are not serious crimes. How in the hell did their explanation even make sense? It did not. There's more. All right, so the parents, give you some background. The parents, originally from Mexico, bought and moved into the same home on Lisette Street 6 years ago. Things were fine until that day in January. She said when her father and sister were on the first floor, or in the first floor living room, and heard what sounded to be a window breaking in the basement. That's a hell of a situation, right? Her father rushed to the basement door and found Miss Klein with a hammer walking up the stairs. He slammed the door and locked it shut. Klein then left the basement and went around to the front door, where the family's Ring camera caught her beating the door with a hammer. What do you think the intention was? You break into somebody's home with a hammer. You are literally walking upstairs, getting from the basement to the living room with a hammer. What do you believe the person wanted to do? Definitely not have tea. This is a violent act. All of us would agree. Nobody would say, hey, put this in the drop-off box for non-violent offenders. After the break-in in March, this clown was arrested, okay? After she stole mail from the house and attacked Ceres and her husband when they confronted her. Once again, another violent crime. Another 10 months went by before Ms. Klein returned in December. On 2 occasions, at one point, sitting outside the home for hours overnight. She last returned on the 1st of February, knocking on the door again before apparently trying to pick the lock. It should not take this much. You have a racist white female who decides to engage in what I consider to be domestic terrorism, it's my opinion, against an entire family. And it took a video going viral before the authorities actually decided to engage in an appropriate manner to attempt to remedy the threat against this family. Now, do you think the dynamics of race play a part of this? Maybe the perception of status or the importance or lack of importance when it comes to race-based violence. Let me ask it another way. Let's say this was a white family. Let's say a black woman decided to take a hammer to break in their basement window and to charge one of the members of that household with a hammer, and then leave out, go to the front door and attempt to break in with the hammer at the front door. Do you believe it would have taken this much for that white family in my make-believe story to receive justice and protection? All right, thoughts?
Yeah, this one's hard. People are really losing it. And if you turn on certain news programs or if you go to certain pockets of the internet, you kind of start to see how it's happening and why it's happening, right? The outrage machine is well oiled and it's functioning just as it is intended to. Outrage leads to clicks, outrage drives revenue, outrage is very, very profitable. Meanwhile, incidents like this are taking place in the real world between real people. And when we report on things like this, on stories like this one, we can kind of pick it apart and get all the details of this story. But that sort of implies that this is something that can be resolved between the two parties or maybe with the authorities involved, right? The reality of it is that this incident is a symptom of a much larger and much more far-reaching problem. And we're not going to stop hearing stories like this unless we address the things that are causing people to behave like this woman, right? People are scared of things that they shouldn't be scared of. They're being told that there are no good solutions to things. And they're essentially being harassed with images and stories that are bad for their mental health. It's a lot to ask of the average person. So it shouldn't be surprising that we're seeing stories of people breaking this way.